This video is going to do some examples on how to take a log function and convert it to an exponent function and to solve. So we will be evaluating these equations, and this is on the practice problems on the sheet you have. So when I evaluate, I'm going to rewrite it as an exponent, and remember that goes a to the y equals x. If you do the e thing, it would go like that. So you would be 216 to the x equals 6. Okay, and at this point what you want to do is you want to turn it into a common base. So you always want to change the bigger base to be the other base, because you can't change 6 to be 216, but you can take 216 and make it a 6. So I know that 6 to the third power is 216. So I'm going to rewrite 6 to the third is 216. I have the little x up there. And then 6, and I need an exponent for the 6, so it would be a 1 in this case. So now, since the bases match, remember we can take and make the exponents match. So I have 3x equals 1, and then solve for x, so x is 1/3. Okay, so that's one example. The second example, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do the e thing. So that was a 7. I keep writing over it. So I have 7, this one's even easier, to the 3 equals x. And I want to just figure out what 7 to the third power is. 7 to the third power, I can use it on my calculator. I can do 7 and then hit the little caret top. And then hit 3, and I get 343. And that is my answer. The little caret top, when I talk about that, that's that little symbol on your calculator. You can use that, and then you can use that for any exponent. Okay, so this guy, I'm going to do the e. So that one's going to be 3 to the x equals 1/9. All right, now in this problem, what I'm going to remember is that any fraction is a negative exponent. So I'm going to use that idea to do this one. So I'm going to leave the 3 to the x alone, and then 9, 1/9, I'm going to turn into 9 to the -1 power. Okay, now the bases are both whole numbers, and I can mess around with that. So again, I'm going to change the 9 into something with the base of 3. I can't change the 3 to a 9, because then that would change the value of the 3. I'm changing the value of the 9. I'm making it look different. It's still 9. I'm not changing the value. So I have 3 to the x equals, and 9 would be 3 squared. So I have 3 squared, and then the -1 is still there, so it's actually -2. So this problem, x would equal -2. Okay, so the next guy, again, I'm going to do the e thing. So I go e, so that would be 1/8 to the x equals 1/64. All right, now this guy, they're both fractions. I could rewrite them as negative exponents, but I really don't have to if they're both fractions. So I just kind of got to think I can write with a common base, because this guy I can think of as 1/8 squared. Okay, because 1/8 squared is 1/64. So I don't have to rewrite these as a negative exponent, because they're both fractions. If one was a fraction, I would want to get a negative exponent in there. So x is equal to 2. And that is 4 examples of how to do this. They're not that complicated to do these. You just got to make sure you're writing them correctly.